Hey, welcome back to my rant on Ninja Turtles 3. This is part 2 of the video, so make sure that you saw part 1 first. Now the plot of the movie is, I don't know, I think April buys some lantern from an antique shop and that makes them go back in time. The imagination's just overwhelming. So the turtles are in ancient Japan, Michelangelo gets captured, and then they have to rescue him and get back to their present time. There's not as many fighting scenes either. Just to prove my case, let's look back at the other movies and count all the battles, but only the ones with the turtles. In Turtles 1, there's Raph versus Casey, that's 1. Raph rescuing April from the Foot Clan, that's 2. Raph on the rooftops and the rest of the turtles joining in, that's 3. And the final battle, all the turtles against the Foot Clan and then Shredder. Well, we can count that as one final battle, so that's 4 battles and 2 of which involved all the turtles. So let's go to Turtles 2. We have the first battle in the shopping center, that's 1. Then the fight at the lab, that's 2. Raph in the junkyard, 3. Then rescuing Raph in the junkyard and facing Toka and Razar, 4. Then the final club scene, so that's 5 battles and 4 of which have all the turtles. In Turtles 3, there's the fight in the dungeon with no Michelangelo, well, anyway, that's 1. Then there's the fight at the river, again, no Michelangelo, so that's 2. Then there's the final fight with all the turtles, so only 3 battles in the whole movie and only 1 in which Michelangelo's involved. And that pissed me off because he was my favorite turtle. Some of the concepts are just ridiculous. Like when April's thrown in the dungeon, she looks over at this guy next to her and she says,
Casey?
Okay, so you're saying that Casey Jones had an ancestor in Japan? Well, even if I'm going to accept that, why does she call him Casey? Like he's going to respond? And then, just to push this scene over the edge of mockery, they have this rat creep in. And April says,
Yeah, you look familiar too.
What? You don't mean... Oh my god, they do. I swear, I didn't make this edit. The movie actually fades from the rat to Splinter, implying that that rat is Splinter's ancestor. Now, April never ceases to amaze me. Of course the fucking rat looks familiar. It's a rat. I can't tell one rat from another. And of all the rats that can be crawling around that dungeon, how does that one just happen to be it? And I gotta say, all the planets must have lined up. April meets both Casey and Splinter's ancestor in a matter of seconds. And I can accept Splinter because it's Japan and that's where he's from. But both of them? That's the biggest fucking coincidence I ever heard in my life. You know what other part I can't stand? This. That turtle duck thing is really getting old. I mean, it was cool the first time, but geez, it's enough of that shit. So is there anything I like? Well, I kind of hate to admit it, but when they're dancing the Tarzan Boy, that's the highlight of the movie.
Come on! Hey! Come on, yeah!
All the turtle movies are full of bad jokes and constant references to movies or TV shows, but this one just takes it another step to absurdity. The other ones were corny, but this is beyond corny. The recurring joke is Wet Willy time.
It's Wet Willy time!
Pretty bad, but without ranting on forever about this crap, I'm going to round up my personal top 10 worst lines from Ninja Turtles 3. Number 10.
I think I swallowed a frog. I hope it wasn't an ancestor.
He swallowed a frog and he hopes it's not an ancestor. Guess that's why they're turtles. Number 9.
Here they are, the Three Stooges. Yeah, Larry, Curly, and Moe.
So, just in case we don't know the names of the Three Stooges, be sure to say them all. Number 8.
Wow, a Legorama. Swing!
No comment there. Number 7.
It's Star Trek time, guys!
It's Star Trek time. Number 6.
What if we make like a cosmic U-turn and end up back in Godzilla land?
Funny, get it? Japan, Godzilla land. Number 5.
Oh, it's hammer time.
Oh, God. Number 4.
Did you hear what he called me, Leo?
Yeah, an ugly lump of dung.
Whoa! That was an insult, Leo.
Not necessarily, Raph. Did you know that in some countries, dung is used as a fuel source?
Oh, so that makes it a whole lot better. He called Raph a fuel source. I'm sure that's what he meant, too, right? Number 3.
We're turtles, friend. The Teenage Mutant Ninja variety. Sleazeball. Yeah.
Okay, the line was bad enough, but look at how the turtles react to it. Like, yeah, he really told him off. Alright, number 2, and I'm warning you, it's about to get really bad now. Listen to this one.
Hey, you were expecting maybe the Addams Family?
I remember seeing that line in the commercial and I couldn't even believe he said it. It's not really even a joke that makes any kind of satirical sense. Was I expecting the Addams Family? No, I wasn't actually. The Addams Family was probably the last fucking thing that ever come to my mind when I think of Ninja Turtles. What I especially love about this line is the way Donatello nods his head as he says it. And look at how Raph nudges Mike as if saying, yeah, that was a good one. It's like the actors were actually making fun of it because it was so ridiculous. So, are you ready for number one? Because I don't think I am. Nothing can prepare you for this. Are you sure? You ready? Alright. Behold, the number one worst, most god-awful movie quote of all time.
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
Ugh. I still can't believe it. Did he really say that?
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
Ugh. I'm sorry for playing that again. That's really terrible. Not only is this the worst line of the movie, it's probably the worst line ever spoken in a motion picture. And believe it or not, this line was in the commercials too. And even worse, I distinctly remember in the theater, everyone laughed. I mean, come on. It's not funny.
Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
Oh, God. All right, I'm back. So what's the best way to end a shitty movie? With a shitty ending. An ending that sucks so hard it scarred me for life. This guy Walker's running away from the turtles, but oops, he forgot his bird. Yeah, that's right, I forgot to mention that part. Not only does this character belong in a totally different genre, but he has this bird in a cage that he always carries around. I'm serious, this movie's totally whacked. So, what happens to him? He gets fired at, and then he falls off the roof and into the water. Now, I gotta pause this because I gotta ask, how many times have you seen this shot in a movie? Way too fucking much. It was one of the biggest cliches of the time. What happened at the end of Batman? The Joker falls, same shot. What happens at the end of Dick Tracy? Big Boy falls, same thing. But Turtles 3 takes this cliche to a new level. I mean a whole new level. Watch what happens when Walker hits the water. Did you see that? Here it goes again. There's no splash. Instead, he disappears. But he doesn't disappear. He, like, implodes into himself. I'm really stunned. Like, why'd they do this? They couldn't do a special effect for a splash? But what they could do is make him implode. Now, if you couldn't make a splash, why couldn't you just cut away and then just leave the sound of the splash? That would have actually been more effective. I can re-edit it right now. Watch. See? That's all they had to do. So why make the weird imploding effect? What were they thinking? Now to top off the whole thing and carry on in the tradition of Splinter telling a joke at the end, what do? The worst fucking joke ever to close the worst fucking movie ever. But right before we hear what Splinter says, let's go back to Turtles 1 again. The joke in the first movie is Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
Alright, acceptable.
I made a funny.
Now let's go to Turtles 2.
Go, ninja, go! I made another funny.
Can it get any worse than that? Yes, it can. Behold, Splinter's last joke in the Turtles trilogy.
Yo, dude.
Huh?
Yo, dude. Just like Elvis in Blue Hawaii.
What a way to end the series. Would there be a follow-up? Would there be a Turtles 4? Fuck no, not after that. It's amazing how it went downhill. The first movie, watching it today, it's still a satisfying experience. It's a good movie. I mean, it's no masterpiece, but it's entertaining, and it leaves you with a happy feeling after watching it. The second one's funny. I mean, it's so bad it's great. But Turtles 3 is just so bad it's bad. Yeah, Turtles 2 had its share of stupidity, like when they crash through a wall and they find out that Vanilla Ice happens to be performing at a club right next door to the bad guy's hideout, and he's able to just bust out a ninja rap all of a sudden. It's retarded, yes, but it's hysterical. It's a guilty pleasure. Now, Turtles 3, it just makes me feel embarrassed. Like, watching it actually makes me cringe. I feel like I have to turn the volume down and face the TV toward the wall and watch in a dark corner somewhere where nobody will ever know. It just leaves you with a bad, bad feeling. Like this movie should not exist. Cowabunga. Cow a fucking piece of dog shit. I'd rather watch crap oozing out of a buffalo's asshole. I'd rather fucking puke diarrhea up my dick. It fucking sucks so much fucking suck it fucks. It fucking sucks so much cocksucker motherfucker bullfuck that, well, something must be done. It's hammer time!